Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long goes 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long goes 1975.
This is Shadow Warriors. It's running on my, I was going to say Amiga. It's running on my A500 because obviously it was originally released on the Amiga A500 back in the day by Ocean. I want to say in 1990. It was also, you know, released on Atari ST, the Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum, and Amstrad CPC. I have a gameplay of the ZX Spectrum version, I have a gameplay of the Commodore 64 version. So, it was called Shadow Warriors in Europe, but you probably know it outside of Europe as Ninja Gaiden, where it was released in the arcades in 1988 by Tecmo. Now, obviously, in Europe, because we were all a bunch of pussies back then, the word ninja was an incredibly naughty word that would corrupt the kids and the youth, you know, everywhere. So, I mean, you've only got to look what they did to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. For years in this country, that was called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, because, again, and then you've got to remember, we cut nunchucks out of the Bruce Lee movies and all Kung Fu movies for years, which always irked me, because you've got to be somewhat proficient to use a nunchuck without hurting yourself. But anyone can use a knife, and you don't cut them out of movies. Anyway, sorry about that. So, yeah. Ported by Ocean, but in the arcades originally released as Ninja Gaiden, and it was also, which was 1988 in North America and Europe, but 1989 in Japan for some reason, and also right about the time it was released in the arcades, I'm guessing at least in North America, it was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System, but it was not a port of the arcade game. I'm guessing that was something to do with the graphics, or maybe, you know, because it was just a side-scrolling beat 'em up in the arcades to make it something a little bit more different and challenging, and it is balls terrifically hard on the NES, so it was, you know, a platform game. And there were a couple of sequels. I have a gameplay of it on this channel, and it's generally regarded as one of the hardest games on the NES, and also one of the ones that people love the most. There's also a Master System port. However, we're here to look at this. Now, look at that. Best of Ninja. So even though this was called Shadow Warriors in the United Kingdom to save our youth from being corrupted, it still has the word ninja in the game. And I think it's safe to say when you look at the title character, you know he's a bloody ninja. But censorship, yay! Right, there's also an Atari Lynx version I have a gameplay of, which is actually a really, really good version of the game. So, you are a ninja, shh, don't tell the kids, who's been hired by the United States government to defeat a guy called, and he leads a cult, a guy called Bladimus, who's a descendant of Nostradamus. I didn't realise Nostradamus was a bad guy. Anyway, he seeks to fulfill his end of the world prophecies, flooding the streets of the United States with criminals released from Alcatraz, and he's also kidnapped the president and acquired codes for launching nuclear missiles. So, you have to go across 5 stages, which are all based on real cities, and the final stage is his lair. It's not a particularly deep game, you know, it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and as far as I can tell, I guess you have jump and an attack button. I don't know, I never played it in the arcades. I do like this intro. It is both tasty and delicious, as is the music. Yeah, but in this version, this port I should say, you only have fire. So let's get into it. I love this bit though. Ninja in USA. Not the U. So what, you've hired him, and you've hired him all the way from Japan? Okay, what, there's no American Ninjas? I know that franchise. There were loads of American Ninjas in the 80s. Anyway, right, I think it's nice graphics. I've got gameplay of the arcade. This is actually a pretty decent port. I mean, you would hope so, because graphically the arcade game is not anything to, you know, shit your pants about. I like it. Anyway, so, right, we've just got fire. Turn around, and you do a little combo. Punch, kick, forward kick, spinning kick. Everyone looks like they're Jason Voorhees. I do like that. Then the blood starts running on the floor. Time in the middle at the top of the screen. I have set this to auto crop, so we might be missing a little bit of information. It does do a little bit of auto scrolling there. Now to the left, see? Makes me look like I'm moonwalking. To the left of the time, you'll see my health. You have 5 bars. it is 1 or 2 simultaneous players. I can't remember if it was on the Amiga. The Spectrum port, which I have a gameplay of, is playability-wise not the best, but as a graphical achievement and the sheer amount of colour it's got on the screen, it's phenomenal. Look it up. Commodore version's really rather quite nice as well. I've got a gameplay of an unreleased Mega Drive game, which was going to be Ninja Gaiden, and not based on the arcade, but certainly more in line with the arcade and not like the NES and Master System games. Well, there was one Master System game. Those chunky punches noises. Chunky punches? I just made it sound like a Ben & Jerry's. Right, go on. Now, you've got this weird jump. You can flip off... Okay. You can flip off anything, and I don't mean like literally hold up the finger. I want to go upstairs. But, I'll show you, right? Up, fire, when you're pushing against the top. Oh! Who invited you to the party? And then you will jump up to the top. But apparently that's not a get out of jail free card, because these guys can jump. Right. And it's a little bit trickier than I remember. But look, ice cream. Just thought, you know, that's what I'm fighting to save. Sylvie Nick. I don't know what that is. Now there is platforming coming up. If I get there. I don't know how many continues I got. But my first health... No, my first memory of this is I never saw it in the arcades. It's a little one, it's single player, they just gang up on you too easily. But then it's a coin up, it's made to make money. But I remember an issue of CVG, Computer and Video Games, when I first started reading it. I had a load of back issues later on from like really early days. But, right, that's how you flip off. Walk into it, press forward and fire. And wow, my hitbox, and you will flip. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it seems a bit unfair in the way they gang up, but had a picture of a ninja holding a katana jumping over the top of a building. I was going to say use your invulnerability, but it wouldn't let me line up and do anything. And they reviewed it inside, and that's when I saw these 16-bit versions. To be fair, I don't know how the Atari ST version fared, and I don't think my brother actually had this back in the day. But I loved it. I loved the way it looked. I thought it was fantastic. In fact, I was obsessed with ninjas in the 80s, so I redrew the cover myself and entered it into a competition at school, and it won, even though I just copied the cover. But hey, they obviously thought I could draw a pretty decent ninja. I was happy. I was happy. That was an art class. Because you always used to take your computer magazines into school, and art class was the one time you could take it out and use it for inspiration. Look at this bloke. But that was, yeah, that was my, you know, experience of it. I think they probably, because it was a multi-format. He's got wood. See what I did there? Oh, yes! Look, a blade comes down. Come down, blade. Don't prove me wrong. There we go. Right. Apparently... I just edited it out, but you have to use the virtual keyboard. That's not a continue, because you're not going to see fuck all of this. You can't continue by pressing far. I guess you got to use that flippy kick thing. I want that to, like, you know, because look, they always go around the back. See? Oh. To be fair, it plays just like this on the Spectrum. Just a little chunkier and clunkier and slower, and with bigger sprites and not as nice colour. So there's nothing like this. I thought I was flipping. Just turns out that he's kicking the shit out of me. Right, so basically, new game plan. When you see health, get health. And always try and keep them on one side of you, which they don't like. Look. Oh, hello. And I should have got health before it disappeared, although I have full health. See what I mean, though? Gang up, and they're quicker than you. I'm a fucking ninja. They're just Jason Voorhees knockoffs wearing masks. And they've got better kung fu skills, ninjutsu skills, sorry, than me. Oh, you can throw them with your feet, legs, or whatever. See? That seems to work. No, it doesn't. Ah, and in the face. Shame we can't have, although maybe I can turn it on, I don't know. In-game music. I'm going upstairs. Who's coming? Everyone, apparently. Can I go upstairs and get my back against the wall? That's my new game plan. Up. Yay. Oh. Right. No, it does nothing. Can't get you back against the wall. Right, I'll have that. I don't know what it did. It didn't up my health. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is a very decent representation of the arcade. I remember that being frustrating as hell as well. But there's no real strategy as such. It's just a question of you're gonna get slapped. You're gonna lose a life. You're gonna lose your money. It's a fucking arcade game. And yeah, get used to it. You know, who said it was fair being a fucking ninja? But, like I said, because of that issue with CVG, I have a lot of nostalgia for it. Even though I didn't get to play it until years later. That would be the arcade version. What's the deal with the blood? Royd test them. So you could use hockey masks back then and clearly be Jason Voorhees. And no one could sue you. I mean, look at Splatterhouse. It would make sense why they're so fucking hard to kill though, wouldn't it? Ooh! Yeah, this is about as responsive as something that's incredibly not responsive. Clunky is the word I'm looking for. No you don't, no you don't. That's how we do it, downtown. No we don't. Ooh! Batter up. Don't come behind. Oh, at least they've all decided to attack from the front. No! Oh! Really? Really? That's shit. That's not continuation. That's called taking the piss. Does it do that in the arcade then? Right. Because I don't know, it's been ages since I've played it. Look it up, I've got gameplay. But that's a bit shit. Not gonna lie. And not just because you're not gonna see anything. Never meet your heroes. Frustrating is the word. Nostalgic, but frustrating. Was that a little bit slow down? Worst ninja ever. I gotta say, I would have, you know, if I liked the arcade game, but then I got the NES and I got the platform, probably would have said, yeah, you know what? There's a bit more to this than a frustratingly hard, weak platform fighting game. Well done, Tecmo, well done. And you made some money out of it. And there's a trilogy version of it on the SNES. Spoilers! They really didn't up the graphics. Ooh! Oh, has he got nunchucks? So, because this is the PAL version, so you can't call him a ninja, right? And we can't have nunchucks in movies, but we got them in the game. Wow, good to know. Oh yeah, you can. I just realised that you can hang on the lampposts, and you can swing from left to right. And I'm not sure it does anything, but we should try and find out. How I get up there, I don't know. Seriously, they got some strength. Let's all just have ice cream and iron out our differences. Do you really want to work for a bloke who wants to end the world? I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's not going to give you decent career opportunities. You're going to die. I think there is a teensy-weensy bit of slowdown. I don't think that's an emulation thing on this system. Yoink. Ooh. Oh, I want to see if I can get that throw working. Ew. Basically, spoilers, you get to the end of the stage, you have to do a whole bunch of platforming, or, you know, various platforms up above each other and down below each other, while all these bad guys simultaneously, you know, try and kill you. So basically exactly the same as this, but you're on platforms above each other. That appears to be the future. Come on. Yay! What did that do, apart from absolutely nothing? Oof. They've all been to football school, mind. Run! I may be a ninja, but I'm best in class at sprinting. Who knew? Ooh! You just can't avoid them when there's a certain number on screen. I might have to, for me, not necessarily make a video of it, revisit the arcade game and see if it's this fucking hard or this is just a shit port. Can't face anymore. Shadow Warriors or Ninja Gaiden if you aren't a European pussy from back in the day, such as my country. I have a massive amount of nostalgia for it, but I'm not going to lie, it's not a particularly good game. Well done for going the route of an action platformer, I would say, on the NES. And as always, I'd love to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.